All right, everybody. Sorry, we're a little bit behind, but welcome to the episode 7 of the Poundcast. I did it again. Panther Nation podcast. Sorry about
Get
that.
that out. Just edit that
Yeah,
out.
no, we won't edit, man. We live, man. Stuff happens, man. Panther Nation podcast, episode 7. I'm Rashad,
And I'm David.
and OTAs wrapped up. Week 1 of OTAs wrapped up this week, and it's pretty cool. I actually was out there day 2 of OTAs, but there's a couple highlights. We're just gonna kind of discuss what happened and if there was any kind of anything happening, and some takeaways we can get from the OTAs this week. Just a couple high level notes. Starting off for day 1, Christian McCaffrey was not in attendance due to the schooling, and Curtis Samuel was also was not there due to a family issue. And Cam also was not. Wasn't throwing the ball. He was out there, running around and stuff, working on footwork, but he was not out there due to his off-season surgery. And DA was running first team. So he was just doing. Cam was doing footwork drills and all that. He wasn't really doing nothing. Charles Johnson and Damiere Byrd, they were coming off surgeries, but they participated fully. So any thoughts on those high level notes?
Well, we expect the Cam not to do anything because he's still recovering. How did Bird do out there? Or you didn't do anything at all?
He was working. I can go through the what happened out there, but he was working. Nothing too crazy that I heard from Damiere Byrd. But that's about it for them. But I guess just to go through day 1, there was a couple of notes about how Funchess they lined up Funchess with Bradberry and KB with Worley. I guess they're trying to really develop Worley. I kind of find that interesting how Worley's lined up against the 1. It's pretty interesting. I guess they're trying to get him developed. But I guess KB was kind of getting at him though. Like KB wasn't playing with Worley, so Worley's got some stepping up to do.
That was my next question, was how KB looked out there.
Now KB, they say KB looked good, man. Again, I was gonna save this for day 2, but I was out there day 2. I watched the players go in, and KB, man, he does not look as big as everybody says he does. Those pictures, I mean, pictures cameras add weight, but he doesn't look that big. He looks fine to me. He looks exactly how he looks any other day. I mean, he might be a couple pounds overweight, but I think it's over exaggerated about his weight.
Yeah, I mean, that was he was a meme
right
last week.
He was.
So that's why I was wondering to see how he did. And there was a video of him running a route. But then I guess later I found out that it was raining that day, and the footing might have been a little bit different. And
exactly. So I think they told him maybe not to go all out on your routes and just kind of take it easy. One thing Rivera did say that his route running was crisp, very very crisp route running from KB. So that's good, man. I'm sticking with my prediction, man. I'm sticking with my bold prediction. 1,200 yards this year. I'm sticking with it, man.
Yeah, I saw there was an article in the huddle with them talking about how they're implementing new drills for the wide receivers, but the focus on quickness.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting to say the least, because I mean, the draft was about speed, and you can see it. We got a new wide receivers coach, and I guess he has different expectations than what Ricky Prohl had.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, though. So. Yeah. We'll see how different these guys look, but following up Ricky Prohl is pretty high on the totem pole. So we'll see how that goes. Just a couple more notes from day 1. Dean Marlowe. They said Dean Marlowe looked good. That's very very good to hear. Considering on the last podcast we were talking about safety depth. So that's good. To see that Dean was stepping up. I guess he picked off a pass from Joe Webb that bounced off of Eric Wallace. And then he also had a pass breakup against Ed Dixon. So he looks good. They said he was they said he looked good. So I'm happy about that because he's
So
gonna have to step up.
hopefully he'll take over Colin Jones, man.
Yeah, no, we can't have that. We can't have Colin Jones out there.
I think it's pretty much a safe bet. Colin's going to make the team unless somebody else.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, because he's a special teams guy, he's special teams ace.
Yeah.
So no doubt that he's making the roster, no doubt at all. I see a couple more things. They said Russell Shepard looked good. Kelvin Benjamin, they had some nice catches over Corn Elder. Not too much. I didn't hear too much about Corn, but he's not gonna have too much luck against KB anyway. So
nope.
That's pretty much day one. That was it. They said the player of the day was really Dean Marlowe. He really stepped it up. That's encouraging. Very encouraging.
Yeah, he sees the opportunity.
Yep.
With Trey Boston being let go, there's the opportunity. So
yep.
Should be interesting to say the least.
Yep. So day two, there was obviously Curtis Samuel was still out because of the family issue. I don't know what family issue is. I don't know what the I haven't heard anything about that. So hopefully everything's okay with that. And also Ryan Dallaire was out. He was working on the sideline on Tuesday, so I'm not sure what's up with that. They said for day two, Darrell Williams got some extended work at left tackle, and Taylor Moton got the right tackle spot. So that seems pretty interesting because I didn't hear much about Matt Khalil at all. So that's a little worrisome, I guess. I don't know.
We paid him we paid him as a Pro Bowler, not as the guy that was injured. I just hope he's not hurt.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about him. Like, it's pretty weird. Like, you would think a new asset to the team, you would kind of hear some things about him, but there was really nothing like at all. There was like one comment about Matt Khalil, kind of, and I saw him. He had day two was the day I was out there. Obviously, I didn't get to see practice, but I was standing outside of the fences watching him go in. But I didn't. He had his helmet and all that stuff, so I don't know. It's weird.
That is. I'm not panicking yet, but I'm kind of concerned a little bit. If he's not even taking that starting slot, that's scary to think about already. Considering, but it's OTA, so
I was gonna say
they might be letting him get some time off, but he hasn't been in the league that long to necessarily need it.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's OTA, so I don't think it's a big deal. So I don't know. Man. Next up is
Michael Orr.
No Orr. Orr did not show up at OTAs. They're saying they're going to wait on him until mandatory minicamp, which is I think June the 15th. Go. Mom, go. Just go. My bad, kids.
Yeah,
we're live here. But they said I think minicamp is from June 13th through the 15th. So they expect him over there. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, because that'll be interesting to say the least, because he's still in the concussion protocol technically, right?
Technically, yeah, technically.
So we'll see what happens with Orr there, and then we'll go from there. It's good for Darrell Williams to get more time at left tackle though, to try to help with that depth, because that's also a sign that maybe Orr might not be coming back. So.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. But I think people are just getting work in spots that they may need to be expected to play at some point. So it's good to see that versatility with guys.
Yep.
Next up, they said James, the trio, the three amigos, Bradberry, Worley, and Sanchez. They said they were all active on day two. Bradberry breaking up passes. Sanchez has some breakups against Demir Bird and Worley spent a lot of time matched up on Kelvin. They said it was competitive on day 2, but I think Kelvin got the last laugh on day 3. But so it's good to see Sanchez. I don't think he's gonna make the team, but it's good to see him out there redeeming.
I read somewhere that Corneldo already passed him.
Oh yeah, I think that's easy, and that's pretty sad actually.
Yes,
I mean we spent the 3rd round pick on Sanchez, 3rd or 4th. I don't remember what it was.
It wasn't that high. I thought it was 5th.
Well, it wasn't that high. It might have been 5th.
I think it was 5th. Let me double check that.
A draft pick period on a guy that ended up on the practice squad is not very encouraging. So I don't know, man. But anyway, they said tight end Scott Simonson had a good day, which is also good to hear, because that's another thing we talked about last podcast was the tight end depth. So they said he had a good day, catching several catches over traffic in the middle, and they said Newton was impressed with it too. So that's good when you got Cam Newton, praising you. So I don't know,
but what are the odds of him beating out Ed Dixon?
No, I mean, yeah, they're not, but I think he's going to make the team though.
Yeah, he'll make the team. He'll definitely make the team, but it's just I know everybody wants to see somebody other than Ed Dixon on the other side. So,
yeah,
because Stanford played a lot of 2 tight end sets. So if they're gonna try to utilize the Stanford offense a little bit more to make Christian McCaffrey more comfortable, you should expect us to use more 2 tight end sets. So,
well, I don't expect anything. I want to see some crazy lineups. So I don't know, man. I don't know about the 2 tight end. We'll see, man. It's gonna be different. They said tight end Ed Dixon. He frustrated the defense. So that was good. Good to see the tight ends kind of proving us wrong from last week. And maybe we are deep there, and maybe that's why we haven't brought anybody in. I don't know, man. But they said, let's see. Yes, they were the assistant defensive back coach Richard Rodgers was extremely excited about play from Mike Adams. So that's good he was plastered on Funchess. So that's good to know.
Might be the best safety tandem that we had in a while, man.
Yep.
In a long time.
Yep, that's good to see that. But I just hope nobody goes down again in the safeties, because that'd be pretty bad, man.
Dean Marlowe and Colin Jones. Gotta love it.
Yeah, about that. So this was the day after practice. This is the day I got Julius Peppers' autograph, which is right there. If you're watching on YouTube, I framed it up, got it up on the legend wall. But yeah, so there's going to be some bonus footage after this video. After we go live, I'm going to attach the footage of, you can see the players entering the field for practice on day 2. Also got James Bradberry's autograph, and that is actually filmed, so you'll get to see that footage. So just hang tight, and then when this video uploads on YouTube, I'll attach that to the end of it. So stay tuned to that. But yeah, so that was day 2. Any thoughts on day 2?
Defensive tackle. I'm curious to see whether or not how often Vernon Butler and KK Short played, or how many snaps they had together. But they probably didn't talk too much about that, I would assume.
Nah, yeah, I didn't hear anything about Vernon. I didn't hear much about Vernon at OTAs. No, there's really nothing from it. I mean, it sucks because really this is the time where we should be excited about seeing our rookies, right? Like, so we should be excited about seeing Samuel and McCaffrey, but those guys aren't even here. So,
McCaffrey was expected.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, obviously we know that they're out for a reason, but and they're getting McCaffrey his film, via FaceTime and all that other stuff. So they're getting his playbook. I guess he's all in the playbook and all that stuff and whatnot. But we should be excited about seeing. I remember a couple years ago when KB was a rookie. All the talk was, man, KB's the man, and he came out and proved it. So it'd have been nice to see McCaffrey and Samuel out there shining and getting good praises. Or if they're not as good as we thought they were, kind of getting the truth out there.
Yeah, it would have been great to see him. How about Taylor? How did Taylor Moton do?
There was only thing they said about Taylor was that he got some snaps at the right tackle spot. That was it. They really didn't say. They say he's picking up the playbook really good. And because they said that when they drafted him about how smart he was. So they're saying he's picking up the playbook really good. So that's exciting. I think Rivera had in Rivera's post OTA press conference, he was excited about Moton. So I don't know. Other than that, I didn't hear nothing from him.
Yeah, the lack of ore tells me that Moton and Darren Williams are going to have to step up ASAP because I don't think Orr is going to make this team, dude.
Yeah, is that a bold prediction? Are you going to stick with that?
I might have to, and I think we've been saying, all right, he's been in the protocol because of a technicality, right?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to question it now. Like I'm starting to wonder, is his concussions a legitimate problem, man? Like, would he have to possibly retire? Like that could be possible at this point.
It's hard to tell because he's got more stuff going on right now. I mean, he's got legal things.
He got he's got a legal trouble too.
Yeah.
So the combination of those two things makes you wonder, like, all right, is he even going to be on this roster this year? It makes you start thinking about the possibility that he won't be.
Yeah, no, we talked a little bit about that last week. In the fact that his salary cap number is kind of high. Like we would save a lot of money. Well, I think we'll save like $2 million this year towards the cap, and then like $5 million next year. So it's that one of those things. Like it makes sense to cut him, and I'm really surprised we haven't cut him already. But at the same time, I'm like, man, do we really want to go into the season with question marks on the line? I don't think we want to do that. I don't think Gettleman wants to do that. I think that's why he's still on the roster. That's still why we haven't cut him.
He could be one of those late cuts though. Like if Moton shows up and does pretty good in the preseason and during training camp, and they'll just make the decision like, hey, see you, pal. And that's all we need from you. That's very plausible at this point.
I completely 100% agree. And like I said, and it makes sense from a salary perspective too to cut him. But I mean, he needs to be out there. So like if he's not there come June 13th through 15th or whenever mini camp starts, then we're gonna really, because that's mandatory, right? This stuff, all these OTAs, this is all voluntary. So he doesn't have to be there technically. But everybody was there pretty much. The whole roster was there. Yeah. So I didn't see there was not one person that I didn't see out there. Like where's that guy? Like everybody was out there, and you would expect everybody to be out there. So, but at the same time, it's like, man, we can move on from this guy. But devil's advocate, I mean, a line of Orr, Trey, Khalil, Norwell, and other Khalil is pretty. That sounds good on paper.
Khalil.
Other Khalil.
Other Khalil.
Yeah. It sounds good on paper, right? But because you got veterans, you got veterans on the line. It's all veterans. There's no rookies. I just have a hard time swallowing that rookie, that pill of starting a rookie.
I mean, I just
don't like it.
I'm cool with starting a rookie on the offensive line as long as it's not left tackle. Like I'm cool with starting the rookie at a guard or at the right tackle position. I'm just not cool of a rookie left tackle. That's scary. That's the blind spot. So you don't want to You don't want to start a rookie there. But I'm cool if they put Moton at right tackle. I'm cool with it. I can roll with it, especially if he earns the job. Nah, if he earns the job, I can roll with it.
I can't, man. I can't. I don't want to see a rookie out there. And I'm glad we drafted him. You know, he get the year, and maybe if somebody goes down, you have that depth. And then if he's forced to play, I'm with it. But I don't like rookie starting, man. I just don't. It's just one of those things. I feel like they take so long to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those positions where it doesn't happen overnight. You look at guys that like Eric Fisher and those guys that got drafted, you know, number 1 overall.
Yeah, but remember, they got drafted to play left tackle.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
That's the thing. I don't want Moton on the left side rookie year. I don't want that. I'm not interested in that. Put him in the right. I'm cool. Because then as long as you got a veteran presence on the left.
Obviously,
because even Gross, he started as a rookie, not left tackle.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well,
you put him at right tackle.
But I mean, not everybody ends up like Jordan Gross.
That's true.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, but even still, he was a first-round pick, and we started him at right tackle as a rookie. We didn't start him at the left. We didn't. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. If we got to do it, we got to do it. I just got a gut feeling about, not starting rookies.
All right. So I want to talk wide receivers.
Hold up. Before you do that, let's get through day 3 because that was only day 2.
Go to day 3.
One more. So day 3 OTAs. Peppers stayed inside because he was sore, and I'm glad I went on Wednesday because I would have been pissed if I went out there and he was inside. So I would have been hot, man. I would have been hot. So you know how that is because he was the only person I was trying to get an autograph from.
Yeah.
And I got him. Like he's really nice dude. Peppers is really nice. He signed a lot of autographs, but he was sore, so he stayed in day 3. Funchess rolled his ankle on Wednesday, and I actually saw him go out on the cart, but it was after practice, so you can tell it wasn't serious. So he rolled his ankle on day 2, and after practice he rolled out on the cart. Usually when it happens in the middle of practice, you got a problem. But since it was after practice, I think it was precautionary. So they just rolled him out on the cart. And it wasn't a big deal. So anytime you hear cart, you think it's bad. It wasn't bad. He just rolled his ankle. It's all good. Nothing else has come out from it. I think everything's precautionary. He didn't tear anything up, so we're good there. Bradberry also had an excused absence to attend his sister's graduation, and Curtis Samuel was still out with his family situation, and obviously McCaffrey wasn't there either. On day 3, Captain and Corn. Captain Corn. It sounds like a cereal. Captain Corn. That's not funny.
No, it'll be funny if they starting at some point. Captain and Corn.
Yo, you stupid. Yeah, so I say that to say they took turns filling in for Bradberry. So they got to start outside, but that's funny. So it's good to see Corn got some outside work.
Yeah.
KB, they said he had a good day. He just tore. This is the day he torched Worley. I guess they were sending Kelvin across the middle. The slants that we can never defend. They were doing that, and Worley could not defend it. Obviously, if KB's coming over the middle, there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry, you're gonna lose that one every time. Okay. Then they said Shaq was all over the field that day. They said Shaq was covering Damiere Byrd. Think about that. 30 yards downfield, bruh. Covering Damiere Byrd. Think about that. Take that in for a second. Exactly. Take that in for a second. Shaq Thompson covering Damiere Byrd 30 yards downfield. That's impressive, bro. And then they said on that play, he failed to make the over-the-shoulder interception, and he dropped it. They said he had it, but he dropped it, and he did some push-ups after he dropped it. So that's cool that he, that self-motivation type thing. That's really cool and impressive to see. Shaq is ready, man. He's ready.
Ready to take Thomas's job, man.
He's ready, man. I don't know about all that, but he's ready. I mean, he's ready.
I don't know why they don't just put him at safety and just call it a day.
Nah, man, you gotta put him in the nickel, man. Just let him play nickel. Like if you because he can play that nickel hybrid type linebacker. So you can really confuse you can confuse a lot of people by doing that, by letting you can confuse offenses pretty severely by putting him at nickel, because you don't know what he's gonna do. He can play, he can drop back, he can blitz. You don't know what he's gonna do. So but it's very interesting, man. He's very, very super versatile.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna utilize Shaq this year. I mean, I know they keep saying that he's gonna get more snaps on Thomas Davis's side, but it'll be interesting to see at least how they're gonna utilize him. I think they're starting to do that too to try to make room for my boy Ben Boulware, man.
I don't know about that, man. He got to earn his keep on the on special teams first. I don't think he's gonna. It's gonna be years before he starts. But
well, not start,
but even get playing time at a linebacker position. Yeah. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
They ain't talked about him at all, huh?
Nah, nothing really about him, man. I think all of the excitement about the Clemson, the hometown pick, and him getting his Lunchables and all that. I think all that's kind of faded out. Now he's got to bring it. I mean, not to say that he's not doing that. We just haven't heard anything. Obviously, we don't have any inside access to go watch practice, so we don't really know. This is just kind of high level stuff that people are observing. The media, like your Joe Persons and those guys, Bill Voth and etc. One more quick note: Graham Gano and Harrison Butker started their little battle. They said one thing. This is one interesting thing. I had no clue. I did not know that the college football was smaller, than the NFL ball. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I guess apparently he's having not hard time, but he's getting used on the kicking the bigger football. But so they said the battle has started, and they said Rivera said it really won't heat up until training camp. So they're really not taking too much stock into it, but it has started. So
thinking those in trouble, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, but at the same time, we really don't we don't gain anything by cutting him. I mean, we save some cap this year. I mean, his salary, I don't know what it is, but it's in the millions. So unless we need the cap, there's no point, because we're not saving future money, right? Because he's a free agent after this year. So just let him play it out. But I think he's obviously in danger. He's in super danger.
I mean, we drafted the guy. Now, granted, it was a 7th round pick, but we still drafted the guy.
You got to think Gano came off surgery too this offseason. So I think they may have been a little nervous about his foot healing and whatnot properly. So I don't know, man. So, but I do think, to answer your question, I think he's in danger. But he's got to step up, because he was pretty bad. Maybe he was hurt last year, but he wasn't good at all last year. So he's going to get tested for sure.
Yeah, because that'll be a nice battle, to say the least. He could legit lose that slot, but he'll probably get picked up somewhere else though.
Yeah, kickers are hard to find, man. Good ones, anyway.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man. But so that wrapped up week 1 of OTAs. Rivera had a press conference after that, and just kind of go through what he said. One of his big things was they asked him about starting the season on the road, and he was perturbed, to say it lightly. He was pretty upset about not having the ability to open the season at home. You brought that up a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I think he's only had a chance to open the season at home once since he's been a coach.
Yeah, it was once.
Like, so he's kind of legit beat.
Yeah, he said he wants the city to be able to experience opening day, not just week 2 or whatever. So he was slightly perturbed about that. I think next year you can expect us to open the season at home, because he was slightly pissed.
But Wasn't in the past there was like another game happening, and that's part of the reason why that we couldn't always get a home game first week, a college game. I'll probably do some research on that. I'm curious, but I thought in the past there was some college game that happened at Bank of America Stadium the day before kickoff, opening day. But yeah, it's a legit beef, man. Like if I ever wanted to fly down to catch a week 1, odds are slim that it'll be at home. I'll have to go somewhere else. But
Yeah. So Rivera was he said he was pleased about how the players responded to the new coaches. Like Steve Wilkes was a secondary coach, and then Thomas McGahee was special teams assistant special teams coach. Now Wilkes is defensive coordinator, and McGahee is special teams coordinator. So they said the special teams have been sharp. So you got some pretty good, solid players, and I'm happy to see special teams are sharp because our special teams hasn't been that good. No, just to be frank about it, they've been pretty garbage, pretty average, below average. Especially with like returning kicks and stuff. That stuff has been trash. Like, I mean, it used to be worse, obviously, with giving up, kicks and stuff like that. That's been okay, but the field position battle about having because again, man, this dude was scared. He was scared to take contact. As he got older, he was just running out of bounds. Like he would take the ball and run it 10 yards and then just go out of bounds. Like we want somebody that can really flip the field and give us some good field position. Again, wasn't it at the end. When he first got to Carolina, he was a beast. But towards the end, he just kind of checked out. So it's going to be
paid, man.
Yeah, I guess so, man. And I guess can't knock him for that, but you're hurting the team at the same time too. So I used to get so angry with him because he would either fair catch it or he would just run out of bounds. It's like, dude, come on, man. So
I remember when our special teams was one of the best in the league.
What, when Smith was returning kicks?
When we had Bates at the beginning, we had a pretty good. Yeah, when we had Michael Bates doing that joint, the track star, we were doing good. And then Smitty came. We had a pretty good special teams then. Then it just fell off a cliff near the end of the Fox era, and it never really recovered.
Yeah, we were okay. We just couldn't. We had a problem defending.
Yeah, man, that was.
Yeah, it was bad. It got better. It was better this year. Yeah. If I can recall correctly, it was better. But we just giving up. What was it 2 years ago when we were getting punts blocked and all? I was like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah, we are not nearly as good as we need to be, but it should get better this year. New coaching should get better this year.
Yep, agreed. And then you got aces like Russell Shepard. That's what he was at Tampa. He was a special teams ace. So you got guys like that are going to be willing to play that role and not really gripe about it. It should hopefully bring some talent. And we can fix the special teams because it was pretty bad.
So Shepard, I'm curious about Shepard and how he did as a receiver, because I'm wondering if he's got a legit shot, to get more time at that position versus just being a special teams guy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, his contract says that he's going to be getting some time at the 3, or I'm sorry, I think he's going to be the 4th receiver. He will be the 4th guy behind Samuel, KB, and Funches. I think that's where his sweet spot will be. So I think you're going to see his role similar to what Philly Brown did. I think he's going to be a better version of Philly. That's just my thoughts. And I do want to do an episode on kind of stat predictions. So once we kind of figure out, we'll do an episode on who we think is going to make the team, and then we'll do like a stat prediction because I think he's going to do exactly what Philly did, probably a little bit better. So that's just that's what we expect him to do. Philly's numbers.
Philly. Okay.
What was saying?
Right. Well, Bruce's not making the team, man.
Is that a bold prediction?
Well, I already said it was a bold prediction a few weeks ago, but I'm like doubling down. Oh, he ain't making the team, fam.
Double down on Burson, man. Dude,
he's not making the team. There's no way.
You got to see. You got to see his haircut, man. He looks, dude. He has this like, you got to see it, man. I was like, who is this guy? Because he had the what did Larry call him? He had the lower Farquad. You remember that? He had that, but you got to see it now. He's got a short haircut. Looking like a Bieber-esque type dude. But
that's how he's gonna make his money after he gets cut this year.
What? Acting?
He's gonna have to be a social media all-star, man.
I don't know, man. But
Instagram celebrity.
Yeah, Burson was I don't know. Come training camp, he's lights out, man. He's lights out at training camp.
We're only gonna
every year.
We're only gonna keep 5. You think he's gonna get the 5th spot?
No, I don't. But I don't. I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate, man.
I know you are.
We can't agree on everything.
I know, but like you got Bird, you got Charles Johnson. Bird's in trouble too. Bird is in trouble. Bird is in trouble, but I hope, because if you go with the way the evolving offense, speed kills, and Bird is it. He's probably the fastest receiver. Well, I don't know what Sam's probably the fastest receiver we got. Yeah, but Bird is probably a close second. Really, I'd like to see. I'd pay good money to see that race. We gotta try to egg them on and try to get them to do it second day of training camp.
Yeah, we'll put that bug in here, man. Let's see our race. I'm like, who's faster, man? So we'll hopefully that'll come out. They'll race and we'll see who's faster. But I think if that's the way we're gonna go, I think Bird has a good shot, and he was the training camp star last year. He was the man. So we'll see if he can keep that up. But to answer your question, no, I don't think Burson makes a team, and I think it's the debate is going to be between Charles Johnson and Bird. And could we stash a 6th receiver? I think that's very possible.
Burson eligible for the
practice squad? I don't know.
I don't know if he is anymore, man.
I don't know the rules. They just changed the rules like a couple years ago, so I don't know what the rules are. But I think, and then Garrett, I saw Garrett when he was walking out from practice the other day. He was walking beside KB, and a couple other receivers, and he is just as big as KB, like tall. He's just as tall as KB. I did not realize he was that tall. Like he's huge. Garrett is huge too. Yeah. So if he shows out, I don't know, man.
He's outside looking in.
He is on the outside looking in. I completely agree there, but
he's the outside looking in.
Hey, look, man, we said the same thing about Stephen Hill 3-4 years ago, and he eventually made it. So I don't know. It's gonna be the receiver. The receiver debate is gonna be very. And we're gonna do a whole episode on just receivers, and we'll go through that. Because I think it could get real interesting because there are guys that can play, and they're gonna ball out. So only the best 5 or 6 are gonna get in there.
I think it's just gonna be 5.
We'll see, man. When we do our roster predictions, we'll see where that 6th one can go and how it'll play out. Because you can either take one from if you're gonna go offense, you can take one from the running backs and let Samuel be that go-to if you have to, and then have a Bird there. So that's the first episode we had. That was kind of the debate we had.
Yeah, man.
It gets interesting, bro. It gets real interesting.
It still won't be Burson.
No, I don't think Burson's gonna make the team.
But all right.
But one more thought on Rivera's interview. He made a very interesting thing about veterans being the key to success on the defensive side. Because if you think about it, Peppers, Munderland, and Mike Adams mirror Jared Allen, Tillman, and Roman Harper. Like those were guys we were missing essentially last year. That we didn't have veteran leadership, and those guys, Peppers, Munderland, and Mike Adams, bring that. So hopefully the defense can make that hop and jump back into the top 10, hopefully top 5. One of the top 5 defenses in the league. I think we have the stars to do it, and hopefully Wilkes new coordination, maybe throw some more wrinkles in there. I think he keeps the same, rush to 4. We don't blitz, we never blitz like that. I think he keeps that kind of same mantra and just kind of hopefully enhances it. But any thoughts on what Rivera said about the veterans?
No, it's important to have veteran presence because guys, take everything like a sponge. And I think with their experience, it'll help the defense out a lot. And then we like you said, we're going to have veteran presence on all 3 lines too. So it's good. The 3 main positions we need the veteran presence at. So it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome to see how this works out. Awesome to see if Peppers is going to be I'm pretty sure Peppers is going to end up starting, but is he going to be like a starter, or are they going to just rotate folks out across the board?
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think we use him similar to how we use Jared Allen, like sparingly. Yeah. I mean, Jared Allen balled out. I mean, for his age, Jared Allen had a pretty solid year. I mean, he wasn't he didn't put up huge numbers as in sacks, but the pressures were there. You could see it. Go back and watch Jared Allen, and dude, he didn't play every down, but when he was out there, he was impacting.
Yeah.
So I think we use him similar to how we use. I think we use Peppers similar to how we use Jared Allen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think. And one more thing. Not on Rivera, but Luke. Luke said somebody asked him about his concussions or whatever, and he said he's not thinking about it. He said he's just ready to play, man. He just wants to get out on the field. So that's you know how Luke is, man. He's Superman. Hopefully that thing doesn't happen again. Whatever happened to cause him to go down like that, I hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that was scary the way that went down.
I thought it was over. I thought it was over, bro. I thought it was over, man.
Man,
he was crying. I thought it was over, man. It didn't look good at all.
Yeah, but they're gonna talk about that all year because if he gets another concussion this year, they're gonna talk about it. That'll be 3 years in a row.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't. He can't afford to have another one, man. So hopefully it's cool because he had the visor on. I was wondering if the visor. This is me overthinking. Sometimes I overthink like this, but I was thinking maybe if he switches to a visor, was it to reduce the sunlight? Because I guess when the sun beats down, it kind of affects your head. You can get like headaches and whatnot.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's kind of what why he was wearing that visor. But he switched to like the Darth Vader mask visor.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because I know he wants to play. He's a freaking machine out there, but without the concussions, man.
Without Luke, man, we ain't nothing, man. Our defense. Without Luke, man.
That's tough, man. That's rough. You could say that last year, but the year before that, when he was out a few games, we were still winning games. Like we weren't, we weren't the same, but we were still winning. Last year was different because we had different holes. Like we had other holes other than just when Luke went down. So we brought out Colin Jones and stuff. So like you can't compare that. It's not going to be, if everybody else stay here. I don't want Luke to go down by any stretch of the imagination, but I think our defense is a little bit better this year to withstand Luke if he does get another concussion. But I don't want him to get another one. I'm not interested in seeing that. That's the way I saw it last year.
I don't want that to happen at all, man. We can't have that happen, though. But yeah, man, that's about it. That's all I got. Any final parting shots?
You're now nervous about Kelvin? 1,200 yards, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sticking with it. 1,200 yards, man.
Okay.
1,200 yards. I'm sticking with it, man, until further notice. I think all the doubters, man, all that nonsense about his weight and him being overweight, he's gonna bottle it up. And he's gonna ball out, bro. I'm telling you. My only concern about him balling out though is that when he tends to have great years, like the offense doesn't do that well. So that's my only concern. I'm contradicting myself. Hopefully we find the balance to allow him to ball out and not have the offense suffer. Because I think what happens is that Cam, kind of forces it to him.
We talked about that in the previous
yeah,
episode.
we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about that. But yeah, I'm sticking with 1,200, man. He's gonna ball out, bro. KB is gonna ball out of his mind this year.
So what round you gonna draft him in fantasy?
What kind people like you, man. People like you, the naysayers. You call him fat. You call him overweight. He's gonna ball out, man.
Let him ball.
He's gonna ball out. Watch, man. Unstoppable KB.
Let him ball.
Watch.
What round you taking him in fantasy?
I don't even know if I take him, man.
I'm 1,200 yards.
I know 12. Look, when it comes to fantasy, I know when it comes to fantasy though, I don't like drafting Panthers, man. I can't. I can't. It's too much on the line. I get nervous. I can't draft Panthers, man. I can't do it because
we'll do a fantasy.
Because I just want to win, and I don't really care about that. Like I don't.
No. I'm the same way. I don't like. I make my board. You know what I'm saying? If it's there, I'll take them. If not, keep it moving. That's how I am when it comes to that.
I always stay away.
We'll do it.
Go ahead.
No, I don't stay away. I rank them.
Stay away. Unless they like fall to me, like I stay away. Like I wouldn't reach. I would never reach for a Panthers player, and especially this year, I mean, it's tough. It's so tough to kind of figure out how the offense is gonna play out.
We'll do a fantasy episode for sure.
Yeah, and we'll actually we can even do a league with the listeners. We'll do a Panther Nation podcast league. That should be interesting. But yeah, we'll do fantasy. Dave is the fantasy guru over here. He really does all the analytics and all that stuff. Me, I just draft. I don't really. I mean, I try to do it. I try to, I made a board last year. It didn't work out too well. My team was terrible. My team was garbage last year. So it didn't work out too well. So hopefully, I'll bounce back.
It didn't work out for me in the finals either. It was freaking Ty Montgomery destroyed my dreams.
Yeah, man.
That was ugly. All right, I digress.
Yep. So that's it. That's all we got. Stay tuned for the bonus footage of the players entering practice from this was last Wednesday. This was out when I was watching OTA. Well, not watching OTAs, but watching the players trying to get a couple autographs. I didn't get, obviously, like Luke was out there. He was signing a couple things. I already got Luke like a million times. You see right there. I got his jersey. I got a picture of him. I don't like to, abuse my I guess I don't want to abuse the availability of the players to kind of just get autographs, because I can guarantee you this is one of the only teams in the NFL that will allow you to stand right there and watch them walk in, and you can have access to the players. I guarantee no other team has that, because the way I don't know if anybody listening has ever been to the practice field, but they go to Bank of America Stadium first, go to locker room and whatnot, and then they have to walk to the practice field. They always walk. A couple of them get the cart, like the veterans will get a cart and drive up there. But they walk right past you, and there's a fence, and you'll see it in the video. There's a fence. You can stand right there and grab autographs, and some of them sign, some of them don't. And I don't like to abuse it. If I already got a couple guys, the maximum I'll get a player is probably I got Cam 3 times, and I'll never ask for another autograph from Cam. He's really tough to get, and I don't want to take that from anybody else. To kind of get an autograph, because it's so hard to get, especially with Cam. He's tough. He's really tough. And Luke, I've gotten Luke a million. He signs everything. Luke will literally sign everything that you have.
Yeah, he's typically one of the last guys to leave.
Yeah, he's a really good, nice guy. You don't want to abuse that. So I say that to say anybody that goes out there, don't be rude. We'll do an episode on kind of autograph etiquette when it comes to training camp. But don't be rude to the players, man. They'll sign, call them Mr. Davis, Mr. Kuechly, Mr. Peppers, all that. They're good dudes. Like Peppers, when I got Peppers' autograph a couple days ago, last week, I mean, he was a nice guy, man. He was out there taking pictures with people. He was out there signing stuff, man. Just don't be a jerk. And then another thing is don't go out there trying to get stuff and then selling it. Like, that's not cool either, man, because that's a reason why a lot of players won't sign. Like, there's a couple guys like Ted Ginn. He was tough to get. I never got Ted. And I got a lot of, as you can see right there, I got a bunch of autographs.
I was able to get Ted on the helmet.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
looking
when
up
did you
right
get it?
now.
Oh, yeah. I never got Ted. I
Yeah,
never got Ted.
I got him on the helmet. I think I'm gonna dub that one a Super Bowl helmet because a lot of those guys was on that squad. The majority of the folks on that helmet's on that squad.
Yeah. So I
So
mean, we'll talk about, we'll go really into depth when we have our training camp preparation episode. Whenever they drop the training camp dates, we'll do a prep. You know, kind of the do's and don'ts of training camp. We can have an entire episode on that because
I'm hoping the dates are the end of July because I already bought my plane ticket.
right. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So hopefully they won't. They won't. Usually it's the end of July, last weekend in July. That's usually when it is. But obviously things can change. But we'll do an episode on that. But again, check out the bonus footage. And on that note, we out of here, man. Keep pounding. We'll see you next week when we talk about week 2. Hopefully we'll get some more insight. And then we'll, as the weeks go on, we'll do an OTA roster. And then kind of keep going through training camp and see who can get an accurate roster, who's going to make the roster, who's not. So on that note, we out.
All right, keep pounding, guys.
See y'all on the next one.
See ya.